So their pen is all finished and built, and they've been in there since last night. We put them in there last night in the dark, and they're very hungry and thirsty, and they want some attention. This is the new cat that's been hanging around. I can't remember if it has a name yet or not. But this cat is pregnant. We don't want tons of cats everywhere. I don't want tons of cats everywhere. And then here's the two mamas with the two babies. I'm sure everybody over here is hungry too. Hey, let's do a before and after. So the babies are not going to get sheared. So this is Shirley. You're going to look really funny this afternoon. There's Laverne. Now we could do a before and after on these. Sweet Pea, Dot, Snowball, and then this big one is Hadassah and Favia. Y'all are going to look skinny this afternoon. Oh, Hadassah's cranky and she's pounding on Favia. The sheep were down here last night. That's where we brought them up from. And I'm going to set up their pens over here so when they're done today, we can put them back in. I thought I'd show you down here in the woods, show you how the elderberries are doing. I had a lot of excess dirt when I was finishing up the greenhouse, so I brought it down here. And I've been piling it up here. This is where I drive in to come down here, and it's been washing out, so it's been really hard to drive in or out because it feels like whatever you're driving, the tractor or the golf cart or whatever, is going to flip over from one wheel falling into the gully. So here's where I use those tires that I got. So there's 3 tires buried in here that are helping hold this dirt in place. I might get a few more and pile up a little more dirt up in here. If you're thinking, wow, that sounds like a really terrible ecological thing to do, or anti-ecological, or whatever, you know, if you look around, you know, look on the internet for shredded tire landscaping. You know, this is like a thing now where tires are used for playgrounds and landscaping mulch and stuff. They shred it up and they spread it on the ground. You know, it's just 3 tires. I'm not filling a landfill full of tires. So from my research and thinking, it seems to me like a good way to do this in an economical way. Here's some elderberry right here that has just been growing back in. We had chopped it all the way down. And then down here, if you remember, I pruned some trees and you can see them really taking off now. So I'm looking forward to a harvest right here. Here, and these down here. Along the sides, there's some babies popping up. Trees that we might try to harvest year after year and sort of prune them and maintain them. Also here in the beginning of spring, we have a bunch of pokeweed growing up. This, you can't eat this unless you boil it at least twice. It's a poison plant that becomes edible once you do that. And even that is slightly debated. It used to be a canned product sold in the grocery store right there with green beans and peas. In some grocery stores, some areas. I still have not tried it yet. Maybe I'll try it today. You might recognize it. It has some deep purple berries all over it when it gets taller and older. But at this stage, it's supposed to be pretty good for cooking. So you got a red stalk with green leaves and purple berries all over it. You know, it's a fun one that kids like to take the berries and squeeze them, and it makes like a red dye on their hands. So that might, for people that aren't sure which plant I'm talking about, that might clue you in. You're like, oh yes, I know those. They sometimes pop up in my backyard or construction sites. It does seem like they kind of show up in areas where the ground has been disturbed or the area has been disturbed. Oh, here's some of the stems are starting to turn reddish. So you might see poison ivy in the same areas because they grow under similar conditions.
Standard amount of expression of a little bit of discontent or anxiety from their partner.
So nice and clean. That one is Hadassah. That one is Snowball with the horns. Hello. Let's see, I don't even know if I'll recognize all of them. Yeah, this is Sweet Pea. And there's Dot. She's pretty obvious. And there is Favia. She doesn't look anything like she looked. I didn't even know she was this small. The baby girl is crying because she can't find her mom. She's been crying for half an hour. So that's her mom, Shirley, that's laying down. And Laverne is standing up over there.